Hi, I'm Cindi McGee, and you're watching Polymer Clay TV. Today I'm sharing how to create this beautiful butterfly shimmer veneer with just a few easy steps. Today's veneer is inspired by this beautiful swim dress that I saw in an ad last spring. I began by conditioning and rolling a sheet of black Primo to a setting number 3 on the clay machine. To best mimic the background of the swim dress, I'm going to use some metallic pigment powder, and this is spring green. You can use any shade you'd like. To apply it, I'm using a very soft, fluffy brush. I don't want stiff brush marks on the surface of the clay. Just add a bit on your brush and gently begin to fluff and spread it around the surface of the veneer. Continue adding until you've added a little bit of that shimmering powder over the surface of the clay sheet. It doesn't have to be a uniform amount of coverage. It's okay if it's a little darker in some places. It adds more depth. Once the entire sheet is covered, we're ready to proceed with the next step. The fabric in the inspiration piece has hydrangea flowers in the background. I happen to have some hydrangea flower rubber stamps, but you could use any kind of flower you wish, and I'm using a black permanent ink pad. These particular stamps are unmounted. They have a cling film on the back. You can use an acrylic block to use them, or you can also use the CD case like I do. This is what I store them in and what I use to stamp with them sometimes. Just re-ink your stamp and then continue to stamp randomly over the surface of the sheet. I had a slightly smaller version of the same hydrangea stamp that I went back and stamped again in some of the blank areas and sort of allowed it to overlap here and there, etc. This is an optional step. To add the iridescent butterflies, I'm using 2 silkscreens from createalong.com. I'm using the butterfly and moth sets, and these are the trading coin size silkscreens. I'm going to be using some shimmering metallic paints. These are DecoArt Dazzling Metallics. And I used Peacock Pearl and Crystal Green. And then I used 2 colors of DecoArt's Extreme Sheen paint. This is Sapphire and Pink Tourmaline. I put a little bit into the covers just to make it easier. And I'm using some flat brushes that have a stronger, more stiff bristle to them. You want to place the silkscreen orange side down against the clay that you're going to screen the image on. And I just sort of give it a little press, or sometimes I'll use my roller just to make sure that it's in place. But this mica powder makes it a little hard to use the roller because it will move a bit, so you have to be careful. I used the original inspiration photo as the deciding factor for which colors I would make my butterflies and how I would add those colors to each butterfly. I use my brush and apply a pretty good amount. You want to go over it a couple of times just to make sure that you're getting it into the areas of the screen that you want it to be with the first color, and then I went back with separate brushes for each color and added the touches of the other colors for each of the butterflies. I continued to do this over the entire sheet, changing up the butterflies, the colors. I used 2 butterflies and one of the moths, allowed some of them to overlap. It's a very random effect. It is important to wash the screen very quickly after use to make sure you get the paint out and it doesn't affect your screen for later use. But I'm going to first screen another butterfly from this set, and then I'm going to go and wash the screen to get the paint out of both of them. I have enough time, and I'm going to hold it up off and I tucked in just a piece of paper towel or a napkin or anything to make sure that any paint on that first butterfly doesn't come through onto my background while I go ahead and silkscreen the second butterfly. For some of the edges, I did just use a portion of the butterflies to silkscreen and add the detail. This is the finished veneer. I think it pretty closely mimics the fabric in that ad that I saw. I'm going to make some jewelry and some polymer trading coins, I think, with my veneer. I'm going to start with a circle cutter for the base of a couple of my pendants. And then I'm using these fabulous, I love these, butterfly cutters. These are from Lisa Pavelka's CreateAlong.com collection. I just love the different shapes. And I'm going to cut out as many of them as I can on this veneer so that I can use them later for jewelry and for polymer trading coins. Here are just a few of the pendants I made with my butterfly shimmer veneer. I'm going to be making some polymer trading coins with the remaining butterflies. When I searched for a different photo of the same swim dress, I discovered it comes in 2 more color variations, and you can sure bet I'm going to be trying to make veneers to match those soon. Need more inspiration? We invite you to join our Polymer Clay Tribe Facebook page. Over 16,000 members sharing inspiring projects every day. For lots more creative polymer clay ideas, visit the Polymer Clay TV blog.